p.m., President Biden and President Trump are going to face off for their first debate of 2024, and I believe their third debate altogether, due to their second one being a town hall that got canceled last time around. So this will be Trump and Biden's first matchup of 2024, and I wanted to do another video because I did one video going over what I think will happen during the debate. But I also was reading a few articles online, kind of looking around, and I saw some very interesting things I wanted to bring up with the debate and kind of just talk about what my thoughts of how the debate will go. So this first article I read online from CNN Presidential Debate goes over 8 things to watch for during the debate between Biden and Trump. I'm not going to read it word for word, but I am just going to read the titles and the headlines and just do a quick little commentary. So the first one it brings up is, what will Trump focus on? Biden's record or Trump's own personal grievances against Biden? And this is going to pertain as well to the 2020 presidential election. I think, looking at it from the side of how does President Trump win the debate, I think Trump needs to come off as very level-headed, policy-focused. What is his alternative to Biden? Because in 2020, Biden was able to win the debates against Trump by basically letting Trump be Trump. Let him show off his personality, let him make a fool of himself or make false statements or say things that don't come off right. And Biden would just kind of be like the normal, state the policies, what he would do. And that was enough to convince people that Biden was the winner of the debate. This time around, I think it'll be completely flipped. I think Trump will be the one that's on message, policy focused, and doing a real contrast between his record and Biden's record. Biden, I think, is going to try and just completely deny everything Trump says about Biden's record and about Trump's own record. But I think Biden is going to falter and stumble on this. I don't think he's going to be able to keep up the pace and keep up the stamina of the debate. Of course, there's all the jokes about Biden's age and Biden's fitness to be president and such. And that leads into the next question about how Biden seeks to answer the age question of being 81 years old as president. I have no doubt in my mind the argument will be made. Mind you, there's only a 3-year age gap between Trump and Biden, so I'm not sure how big of a contentious point this will be, but you can just tell. Look at the difference between Biden's stamina and Trump's stamina, and I have no doubt in my mind Trump will make this case. Biden, I would bet, tries to retort this and tries to go after Trump and say that Biden is mentally fit, and I've almost 100% certainty Biden's going to stumble or mumble his words or slur his words or something during this, and Trump is going to pounce on it immediately. This is where I think you may see one of the moderators step in and make sure the microphone is muted or say, like, Mr. Trump, like, no interrupting or something like that. This is where I think one of those is going to hop in. And another very important one that the article mentions is, what will Trump say about abortion? This is a very, very interesting one that, despite how contentious and popular this policy is and topic is, I don't think it's been talked about too much in relation to the debate. Biden is 100% going to try to go after Trump, blaming him for the overturning of Roe v. Wade. And Trump, to his own statements, have said he deserves credit for the overturning of Roe v. Wade. So if Trump tries to deny that, Biden could just say, you appointed the judges and you did do that, which I'm sure he will do. Trump, I think, will retort saying his position, which he's made public at a bunch of rallies now, which is that he accepts the, the reasons for getting an abortion for rape, incest, or the life of the mother, and that he's going to call Biden and the Democrats the radical ones who have not refute the fact that they want late-term abortion. I have no doubt I think that's how the two are going to go at this issue. I'm not sure how much this really moves the needle for either one. I kind of think on the abortion issue, everyone who pays attention to politics has already kind of made up their mind on this. If you're pro-abortion, you're a Democrat. If you're pro-life, you're a Republican. I'm not really sure how much this is going to change. The only question is, does abortion play as big of a role as it did in 2022? Because it's pretty safe to say the overturning of Roe v. Wade and abortion definitely helped the Democrats do very well in 2022. Now it's just how well would it do in 2024. That happened 2 years ago. Is this issue still fresh in people's minds? Do people care about it as much as they did in 2022? Has the support tapered off? And if so, how much? These are all things that this debate may potentially give a glimpse into. The next one is inflation under Biden. This is one that I think Trump is absolutely going to pounce on Biden on. Biden, I'm sure, will try and say that Trump either created this or that Trump's handling of COVID was the reason. Trump, I think, is going to just point simply to Biden's economic record and just point out that Biden has absolutely messed up inflation and that it was 9% when he took office, and the inflation numbers just keep going up and up. I'm quoting directly from the article here that, Biden said it was 9%, but it was definitely way higher than that. This is going to be one of Trump's, I think, biggest winning issues in the debate. Trump will hit him on this. Biden will try and respond, but I have no doubt in my mind Biden's going to falter when it comes to the economy and when it comes to inflation. This is, I think, going to be Biden's biggest on the attack moment. What he's going to go after Trump about the 2020 election, and Trump is a threat to democracy. Trump, convicted felon, attack on democracy, January 6th. So Biden's going to hit Trump on all of these. And I kind of feel like in this scenario, it's kind of a lose-lose for Trump. Because if Trump tries to say, if he tries to rebuke it and saying the election was rigged and stolen, that only further plays into Biden's hand. If Trump totally denies it, Biden can bring up January 6th, and no matter how much Trump tries to fight off it, it's just optic-wise probably not going to look that good for him. The best thing I think Trump can do in this scenario is just try and deflect the question back into what Trump has been saying for months, which is Biden's District of Justice going after him for pure political reasons. I think that's Trump's best way out of this issue. I don't really see a way Trump comes out of the 2020 election issue and democracy issue unscathed. I think he might just have to take the punches and accept that one doesn't do too well here. But I think this is especially important for this one, and this is what I'm going back to at the beginning of the video. Trump cannot afford to get flustered on this issue. He can't afford to go off the cuff and start saying things that either aren't true or he hasn't rehearsed or gone over. He just has to stay very on script, on record, and not fall into Biden's trap. Because this is one of the only issues Biden may actually have a chance on hitting Trump on that would make Trump look bad, and Trump has to know that. How Biden addresses Israel and Gaza. This is one where, Trump's position is pretty well known. He's pro-Israel, but he also is insistent that when he becomes president, he'll end pretty much all the wars immediately. He hasn't, I don't think, said much more than that. He said, I think he would bring all parties to the negotiation table. Biden is walking a much tougher line on this one. This one, Biden is trying to appeal to the pro-Israeli group of his supporters and the pro-Gaza Palestinian groups of his supporters. Biden, I think this one is a lose-lose for him. No matter what he says, half of his voter base is probably going to be pissed. And Trump, I think on this one, may just be better off kind of letting Joe, falter. Even Trump, I think Trump would just say he could end all the wars, and maybe being as vague as possible may actually help Trump in this one. Because I don't think getting into specifics and painting himself as 100% the pure Israel candidate, that may actually help Biden. Whereas if Trump just lets Biden talk and says he's going to end all the wars, that may be Trump's best way out of it. Foreign policy. Kind of going similar to the Israel-Palestine. This is a very, very clear one, I think. Trump is going to say there were no new wars started under him. Under Biden, Ukraine started, Israel-Gaza started. Trump could just point to Biden's record versus his and say, strong leader versus weak leader. And Biden can try to rebuke it all it want, but it's just true. No wars under Trump, wars under Biden. You can disagree with their personas, with their temperament, but Trump is going to use that as an attack on Biden. No war started under him. 2 wars started under Biden. And the possibility of World War III has never been higher. This is a 100% an issue I think Trump is going to win, and it's not even going to be close. There are differences in the border and immigration. This one is, the sides are pretty much defined on this one. Trump is going to go after Biden, the Biden administration, hard. I wouldn't be surprised if he mentions Mayorkas by name. And look, Biden's going to probably say that either the border is secure, it's not really that big of an issue, or it is an issue, they are dealing it, and Trump and his supporters are just rising fear and making things up. And Trump, I think, if he does say this, Trump is going to absolutely pounce on this and bring up a lot of the recent examples and recent cases where innocent people were killed by people who are not from this country legally. Trump is going to hit Biden on this. This, I think, will be a strong moment for Trump, where Trump's advocacy for strong borders, for closing the border, and strong immigration policies, I think, are really going to help here. And Biden, I think, it can only come off looking as the loser on this if, again, Trump stays on message and stays on point and doesn't get flustered by, like, Biden's either. If Biden tries to name call Trump or get him off message. If Trump stays on message, says what he's going to do on policy here, and cite the examples that happened and that they need to stop, I think Trump's going to come off looking very good here. Because I don't see how Biden can hear the people that have died and come out looking good from it. I can't imagine that happening. So that was a very interesting article that I really wanted to go over. And here's another one from the New York Post that also kind of goes over this as well. And this is just talking about general strategy for it. The first thing Trump said at one of his rallies, how should I handle him? Should I be tough and nasty? Or should I be just nasty and you say the worst president in history? Trump was saying this at a rally, and as I think this is just Trump being funny and kind of being himself and like joking around, playing it up with the crowd. But this is a mistake I think Trump made in his first debate in 2020. And I think Trump knows this time. He's not at a Trump rally. He's at a debate with no audience. So there's no one for him, for his statements to go off of. No one in the crowd's going to yell out and support if he makes a joke or if he insults Biden. Trump has to, I think, stay on message and look like the more mature presidential one. For me, that's the only way to win this, because Trump, I think, is at his absolute best when there's a crowd that will react and listen to what he's saying, which is why I think Biden's campaign deliberately did not want anyone in the audience, because they know Trump feeds off the crowd, and the crowd kind of feeds off of Trump's energy and persona. Biden just cannot do that, and he does not have that same crowd appeal that Biden does. So Trump has to stay on policy message, he has to stay focused, and he has to try to stay contained. Because I think if it becomes Biden versus Trump just listing off their policies and saying what they would do differently from the other, look, I'm sure they will have fact checkers during the debate that are all left-wing that try and say Trump is losing. I actually think if it's policy versus policy, Trump's going to win. Because a lot of policies right now for Biden are not doing well and are not highly polled or approved of right now. Biden's approval rating's at 36% in a lot of polls. So basically, the numbers don't lie, at least at this very moment in time, that Trump and his policies are more popular than Biden. And I think Trump needs to let people know that to a national audience. If he just comes out and starts insulting Biden and doesn't offer any substance at all to what he will do in a second Trump term, and kind of calm everyone's nerves and just say what he will do, I think that gives a little bit more leeway for maybe Biden winning re-election has not completely been ruled out, if Trump does not come off as competent and able to be president again. If Trump focuses 100% on vengeance and on correcting the mistake of the 2020 election, I think a lot of people will crown Biden the winner of the debate. If Trump can come off as competent, show what he would do in a second term, why he deserves to be president again, what his policy objectives for a second term will be, and how will America be better and safer in that second term than they are now, I think Trump wins the debate no problem. It's just whether or not Trump can actually go out and do that. That's the thing that hasn't been seen yet, and I'm very looking forward to watching that today with that in mind. Lastly, there was a poll that came out, New York Post, that said, who do they think will win the first presidential debate, Trump or Biden? And 42% of people said Donald Trump, 29% said Joe Biden. It's not much of a surprise that a lot of people think Trump will do better than Biden. I personally, my own personal opinion, I also think Trump will do better than Biden. I think Trump has more stamina. I think Biden, you've seen in a lot of recent video clips, look, it's not to be mean to the guy, but he is not the same person he was in 2016, or even in 2020 for that matter. And he didn't look that great in 2020, but he looked like a completely different person in 2016. I mean, that's 8 years ago now, so it's not much of a surprise. Trump, he really has not changed too much since 2016. Maybe a little bit, but nowhere near the way Biden has changed from 2016. And a part of this poll was also 50% of Americans plan to watch the debate. 50%. Maybe that's too much. Maybe it's not enough. I don't know. but 50% of the country planned to watch. Only 10% said the debate could potentially change their choice. But don't think 10% is nothing. If there are moderate voters, maybe never Trump Republicans or moderates who stayed home last time, who don't like Biden and don't want to vote for him again, but they're not sure if they can trust Trump yet, this is Trump's best moment to try and win these voters over by staying composed, focusing on policy, having a mission and trying to accomplish it. If Trump is himself that he was in 2020 and 2016, where he just attacks Joe, calls him names, and doesn't offer really any insight, I don't think Trump is going to have the victory that he's hoping for tonight. If Trump stays on message, I think this could be a very big turning point in the presidential race where Trump may open it up and have some of his biggest leads in the polls that he's seen throughout this cycle. This debate could mean absolutely everything. It could mean absolutely nothing, but I think it depends what Trump and Biden make of it. I do think Biden has a week to prepare. Trump, from what I know, he's been preparing by doing rallies. I'm not sure if he's having meetings with staffers or not, but I would expect specific-wise Biden to come out of the gate a little bit more prepared due to his prep time. But I would not be shocked because Trump, at his rallies, I'll give him credit, he talks about the policies a lot at his rallies, so he's saying them constantly. So he'll probably have what he wants to say down. I'm sure the anchors or the moderators and the fact checkers will try and discredit everything Trump says because, again, this is asked in the poll as well. This is on CNN. These are all CNN moderators. One of them, I'm not so sure about Dana Bash, but I know Jake Tapper's made a lot of statements about Trump in the past that were very disflattering and not kind at all to Trump. So I have no doubt in my mind that this will be a Biden-favored debate, or very least an anti-Trump-favored debate. But I'm not making excuses for Trump either if Trump does not stay on message and can't go after Biden on policy rather than insults. I know a lot of people, I want to get this specific number because there was a very interesting part of this poll I wanted to point out about who's watching it for policy and who's watching it for entertainment. And I can't find the exact number, but it was a decent percent of people are watching this debate for pure entertainment value. And I'm sure, look, those people will probably be disappointed, but I don't think going pure entertainment value is going to be beneficial for Trump. Not in this. Trump's rallies are for that. Trump can be as entertaining as he wants in his rallies, and he does a very good job at it. And this, he has to be focused and measured and really make a strong contrast between him being presidential and Biden not being. Because that's one of the main reasons Trump lost last time, was Biden was viewed as more calm and presidential than Trump. If Trump can flip that and show he's more competent and presidential than Biden, then I think this election is definitely more heavily favored in Trump's direction than it already is right now. So, just those are my wrapping up thoughts for the debate today. It'll be at 9 p.m. on CNN. I believe it's getting simulcasted on several other news networks as well. So I believe like ABC News and Fox News, I believe they'll have it. I'm sure CBS and Newsmax may have it as well. But you can look around to TV networks if you can't find it. But I'm sure it'll be on. I won't be doing one, but I'm sure there will be YouTube channels as well who are doing like live reactions to the debate. So if you don't want to watch it, or if you want to watch a YouTuber at the same time, feel free to check out one of them. I'm sure whoever channel you choose, they'll be very appreciative to have you watching. That'll do it. The debate will be at 9 p.m. tonight. Please leave a comment below telling me what you think is going to happen during the debate and what you were looking forward to. If you think Trump or Biden's going to win the debate, leave a comment below. And if you want, I'm going to do a reaction video probably tomorrow going over what I thought of the debate and who I think won it. So you can leave comments on that video as well when it comes out, but also leave comments here if you want on what you think of the debate as it's going on. Alright, thank you so much for watching. Please like this video and subscribe to my channel if you have not yet done so, and I hope to see you in a future video.